students, welcome back to the social science class. Hope all of you understood the previous classes. Do you remember what we learned in the last class? Yes, very good. We learned about Nazism and the details of Second World War and its results. Today we will continue the same chapter, World in the 20th Century. Here we will discuss about the major events happened in the world after Second World War. First among them is the formation of United Nations Organization. We know that the League of Nations was established after the First World War. It failed to maintain world peace. After the Second World War, efforts were taken to set up an organization for preserving global peace. This resulted in the establishment of United Nations Organization on 24th October 1945. The headquarters of UN is in New York in United States of America. Let's see what are the objectives of UNO. First one is to save the future generation from war. Next one, to protect international treaties and laws, and to foster social and economic development of countries. Looks once again, what are the objectives of UNO? To save future generation from war, to protect international treaties and laws, and to foster social and economic development of countries. Next one is decolonization. After the Second World War, European countries could not suppress the intensified nationalist movement in colonies. The USA and USSR, which emerged as superpowers after the Second World War, supported freedom movements in various European colonies. Gradually, colonies started to secure freedom from the imperialist countries. This process is called decolonization. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi in India, Nelson Mandela in South Africa, Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana, and Jomo Kenyatta in Kenya were the leaders who fought for freedom for their countries. Another important event happened in the world after Second World War was Cold War. Let's learn about it. The USA and USSR that formed anti-fascist alliance during the Second World War parted from each other after the war. The USA floated a new alliance of capitalist countries while the USSR led socialist nations. These two blocs, capitalist bloc and socialist bloc, that represented contradictory ideas, continued their political and diplomatic wars. This enmity based on ideological conflict and diplomatic confrontations was called the Cold War. Next one is NonAligned Movement or NA. Let's learn about it in detail. Following the Second World War, many Asian, African and Latin American countries became independent. They realized that the Cold War was yet another phase of imperialism and that it would threaten the world peace. The liberated nations decided not to join any of the blocs and formed the Non-Aligned Movement. They understood that the rise of superpowers for weapons and a strong military force would pose harm to them. They realized that only a world without wars and conflicts accelerates economic and social development. The idea of the Non-Aligned Movement was mooted at a meeting held in Bandung in Indonesia in 1955. The first conference of the non-aligned countries was held at Belgrade in 1961. Let's see the problems in West Asia after Second World War. Until the First World War, the territory including Palestine was part of the Turkish Empire. As Turkey was defeated in the war, Britain took over the region. Since the Jews helped Britain in the war, the then British Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour declared the establishment of a Jewish nation in West Asia as a reward. It is known as Balfour Declaration. Zionism is an international movement with an objective of the establishment of a homeland for the Jews. The cruelty of Hitler towards the Jews intensified the demand for a separate Jewish state. In 1948, the nation Israel was formed. Consequently, many wars broke out between Israel and the Arab nations. Israel seized Palestine, expelling the Palestinians from their homeland. The Palestinian refugees migrated to various Arab countries. In this context, with an objective of establishing a nation for Palestinians, a movement called Palestine Liberation Organization was founded with Yasser Arafat as the president. After a series of bloodsheds and massacres, Israel agreed in principle to recognize Palestine as a free nation. This agreement, mediated by the US, is called the Oslo Pact. But the provisions in the pact are yet to be implemented. Let's conclude today's topic. What are things we learned today? Today we learned about the important events happened in the world after Second World War, like the formation of UNO, decolonization, Cold War, formation of Non-Aligned Movement, and the problems in West Asia. Hope all of you understood these topics. If you have any doubt regarding today's session, please inform me through class WhatsApp group. Meet again next class with the last part of this chapter. Thank you.